everybody. How you guys doing?
Everybody.
So today we are going to talk about when one partner wants a big change.
Mm,
Yeah.
Yes.
And if you've listened to us enough, you know who's the one that wants to make a big change. So we're going to talk about that today. But before we get started, let us introduce ourselves. Welcome to Love Park Connection, where we talk about the pains and pleasures of life, love, and relationships. My name is Angela.
And I'm Pierre Parker.
We are a husband and wife marriage and relationship coaching duo. We have been married for 29 years.
Yes,
I got it right.
You got it right. You hit it right.
And it's our goal to help Black couples build healthy relationships and marriages.
Yes.
Yes. So let's get started on this topic.
Mm.
So
Oh,
we're...
and by the way, happy holidays.
Oh, yeah, happy
We're
holidays.
at that time of year,
We are.
It's almost Christmas and stuff like that. So we have to say
The expensive time of the year.
Yeah, that expensive
We're
time
going to be
of the
good
year.
this year. So
Yeah.
I'm surprised you hadn't gone. You're going to get me off topic. Anyway. So we're diving into a topic that most couples, we're not going to say every couple, but most couples face at some point in their relationship. Hey, maybe every couple, I don't know. But when one partner wants to make a big change, and this could be a career change, it could be a move to another city or country. It might even be one of the partners wants to go back to school. So while these moments can be exciting, it can also be challenging and intimidating. So for us, if you guys have listened to our podcast enough, you know that I want to move out of the country.
Yes, she does.
Yes, I do. Now, while Pierre is on board with it, he does have his own concerns. It would be a major change for him. He's very... While I'm more of the free bird, he's more of the one who likes,
I'm the anchor.
He's the anchor. Sometimes that anchor be pulling.
I gotta anchor and keep her down because she'll float away.
I will float away, not away from him, but
in the atmosphere.
Just be out there, just chilling.
Yeah.
Anyway, so in this episode, we're going to explore how to understand your partner's desire for change, how to work through fears together, and how to be supportive without losing yourself in the process. So the first thing we're going to talk about is understanding the need for that change. Why does your partner need that change? And for me, so as our example, for me, we've been in the United States, we're 50 or something years old, our late 50s. And for me, aside from the presidential election and all that, I just want to change. I want to try something new. I want to get out there and see how other people live. I've been in California damn near all my life. I think I spent 1 or 2 years in North Carolina. And I can't see myself, honestly, if it weren't out of the country, I can't see myself living in another state. So to me, if I'm going to make that move, a move like this, I want to try something totally different. I want to experience other cultures. And also for the financial reasons. It's for, the healthcare reasons. As we're getting older, we want to have a stable healthcare that's not going to potentially put us into bankruptcy if one of us gets, very sick. So that's one of my, but a few of my reasons that I would like to move out the country. So, and I understand how this can impact our relationship, not necessarily in a negative way, but in a way where we have to talk about this. We have to communicate, and he has to listen to my desires and I need to listen to his concerns. And baby, jump in at any time.
No, I'm letting you talk. Just let you get your whole reasons and everything.
Maybe I won't let him talk today. So, of course, now how this impacts our relationship. Now, while my desire is to make this move and can be exciting for me, I do worry about how it could impact our relationship. Because if I have to move alone and do this in the beginning alone, he'll be back here, in California. I'll be all the way in another country. And that is something that does concern me. And we've been together for so long and living together for so long.
Yeah.
How will it be for me to have to live alone and for him to have to live alone? For both, right. For both of us to have to live separately. So those are a few of the concerns or things that I do think about a lot.
Yeah, if you go, your 4-legged kid's gonna be mad at you.
Well, I would take Shelly with me. I would take one of them with me because you wouldn't be able to handle both of them. I mean, you would. I mean, you did while I was gone away for 14 days.
They drive me crazy.
But there were 3 of them then. Now there's only just the 2 of them because our little kitty passed away.
Yes.
But I'm making a mess over here. But those are some of my concerns and things that we have to talk through. Anything you want to add to that part of it, baby?
No, it's just not to say no, but no, it is something that we have to talk about because, like I said, there's a lot of stuff that I have going on here,
right.
So that means I have to uproot everything that I've built up to this point to get myself to this point.
Right.
I have to uproot that now and then go somewhere and try to start over. And it's like, I don't know anything about the music scene in Portugal, and I don't know anything about all of that stuff.
Right.
That music has been my life.
Right. Right.
And then on top of that, it's, leaving the kids, leaving the grandkids,
You see my face.
Yeah.
Not that I don't love my children. But for everybody like, oh, she just,
Yeah. She's a mean evil. Truella DeVille over here.
No, I'm not. But I look at that as our kids are adults. We don't see our kids that much anyway. And we don't see our grands that much anyway. And not to say that wouldn't impact, how we communicate or how we interact. But, thank goodness for technology and FaceTime and all those things. But that is going to be an adjustment as well.
And then Pop, my dad and my aunt.
Oh gosh, they rely on him so much, which is, because he's the only child and, he's there for them anytime, they need him. But, but we already discussed you wouldn't be going anywhere.
Yeah.
Unless we can convince his dad to move to Portugal. We can't convince him to move out the house he's in.
Really?
So
Lord, y'all really want him to move to Portugal and all that? Oh, Lord.
Sorry, you guys, if you hear banging, they're working on our fence out there. So hopefully you won't hear too much banging. Maybe that's just me only hearing it. But
I heard it.
Okay. But yeah, so those are definitely concerns that we have to work through. And I also try to look at it that those concerns, while it sounds monumental right now, as time goes on and as things change in our lives, those concerns will eventually, settle down. And like they say, that too shall pass. Those things will, you adjust. You adjust. And it's hard because I also think about, okay, if I get out there and, and the adjustment period, I would have to tell myself, okay, this is temporary and not just say I'm moving back because then I don't think I would have given it a chance because I was so worried, to be, by myself, even though there's a great community out in Portugal of Black expats, but it is that lonesome, be lonesome, that adjustment period that would take some time to adjust.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Serious adjustment period.
Anyway, so, and that takes us to our second part of this is the importance of open communication, because even though it might be hard to talk about, because you really, and again, I speak for us. Sometimes I don't want to hear his opinion because then it would just make me starting to second guess how I feel and what I think and what I want. But we have to talk about it. And, you know, it's not easy. It isn't easy. It isn't easy. It's not easy because I just want him to say, yeah, let's go, babe. But I know that's not his personality.
That's not me. I'm like, all the I's got to be dotted and all the T's got to be crossed.
And me, I'm like, can I just cross a T? We'll worry about that I later.
And she's just like, oh, we just go. Let's just go.
Hey, so like I said, that's why we're a perfect balance, because he keeps me anchored. And sometimes I'm like, look, you got to float and just enjoy life. You see, you got to do it sometimes, baby. You can't just, everything can't not always be perfect.
No, it's not that it has to be perfect.
You can't.
But you got to have some stability, some order. You can't be out there just floating.
Sometimes you can, and that stability and that foundation will be laid. But sometimes you have to go out there on faith and chance.
That's why I'm the anchor, and you are the kite. Or the parachute. That's you. You the one that's just floating up there, and I'm down here with the stability holding you down, and you just floating on.
I'm trying to lift you up so so you won't be so rigid.
You trying.
Just rigid.
Every now and then I'll jump a little bit.
Man.
You know.
Anyway, y'all. So how do you approach that conversation? If you haven't started that conversation and you're like, you know what, this is what I want to do. And it might not be as big as moving out to another country, because that is huge, but it might be
a very big one. So not everybody has that one.
Right. But look, for the past 30 plus years, I have been sitting right here saying, okay, whatever you like.
She has. And that's one of the
most
biggest
supposed to be
reasons.
like, what the heck is she doing? Whatever you like.
Woof, 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 woof.
Okay.
Now, people don't understand what that is. Now,
no.
Come on. You ain't black.
Oh.
We got to take your black card.
Right. Anyway.
But, it's like I said, that's a big one. That's a big one for people. Now, other ones, going back to school, I don't see why anyone would.
Well, it can be. So if that can be a big one depending on your situation. Because if you're working and then you have to go to school at night and you have kids, so a lot of that is fall on the partner. Right.
Now that makes sense. Yes.
Or even if you wanted to change careers, because, say for instance, you have this, great, whatever that means, but you have a career that you're making a good amount of money, and then your partner has a career that makes a good amount of money, and your partner says, hey, I want to quit my job and do music or do whatever, or maybe they've already started a side hustle, and that side hustle is making money, but they want to quit this career to do their side hustle, to do their passion, and they're making money in it already. That's a change that, it might be hard to for both people to be on the same page. So that, again, that's a big change.
Well, I think the thing is, when you're young, you work your butt off to get to a point in life where you're comfortable.
Yes.
You work hard. I know I did. I know I worked hard for us to get to the point. We both worked hard for us to get to that point to where we got to a comfort level.
Yeah.
We're very comfortable. We finally got to the point where we used to stress off of bills and all of these things. And that's what you do as young couples and all of that stuff.
Right.
But when you get older and you get in your 50s, you're like, I don't want to stress no more off of that stuff. I worked my ass off to get to this point to where everything is comfortable. But then when you throw something like that into into it, now you're messing with that comfort level, which is, say, like, like, you start another business or something like that, or
Mm-hmm.
you leaving that business. So
Mm-hmm.
now, and what people also don't realize sometimes is that when you're doing a side hustle and you have your business going on, and then say your husband and your wife also has their steady job going on,
Mm-hmm.
it seems like your side hustle is doing extremely well because you have your job and your husband's job that
Mm-hmm.
is subsiding, and that's the underlining uh, foundation for you to be able to do your side hustle.
Mm-hmm.
But then what people end up doing is they go, oh, well, I can do my side hustle
Mm-hmm.
as my main job.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they quit that other job that they was doing,
Mm-hmm.
they realize that the side hustle doesn't bring in enough cash or enough of that money or whatever to
Mm-hmm.
offset what you guys had at first. Now your comfort level is off.
Not necessarily. So you're
Yes.
no, you're speaking of that, like that's, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I can't even think of the word right now. But that might not necessarily be true. That might
Well,
not necessarily be
unless that
true.
side hustle was making some money, making serious
But
money, and you
again,
can offset it.
who knows? You're talking like I just gave you an example, baby.
Well,
You're
no, I just did an example.
right. But what I'm saying is sometimes making those changes,
Yeah.
people need to make change. You're very focused on it has to be this way until I die.
Okay.
Not everybody's like that. Some people need to make that change. Some people, and yes, we're talking about us here. Some people need to make that change in order to feel like their life isn't just stagnant.
Okay.
So, and that's where that communication comes in,
Yeah.
and your partner understanding that, hey, this is something different and something new that I want to do. I've been working, working or doing this type of job for 30 years or whatever, 25 years or whatever,
Yeah.
that I want to try something new. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Yes. We're gonna have to put this on pause because the workers are knocking. We'll be right back in a quick second.
Okay, y'all. Sorry for that quick pause.
Yeah. Sorry for the
So, I'm
pause.
knocking over stuff. But anyway, like we were saying, is you have to allow your partner on some level to make changes.
Mm-hmm.
As long as it doesn't impact the impact, yes, your living style to it doesn't impact it tremendously, but still you have to allow your partner to make changes, to grow and to change, because if you expect your partner to be the same way they were when
Mm-hmm.
you first met them, then that can cause resentment too. Just like all these years, even though you stayed at your job,
Mm-hmm.
you still had all your other things that you wanted to do.
Yeah.
And I was like, do them. Just like I told you, if you want to go on a tour and you feel you need to go on a tour, then do it.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can't be so rigid in your relationship that you don't allow that person to grow.
Okay, but I agree. You
Mm-hmm.
you don't need to be that rigid. You do need to let that person grow, but also at the same time, like I said, you have to look at all of the other things. You can't just be floating. You got to have that. You got
Okay.
to have that somebody got to have some foundation.
Okay.
That's the
So
anchor somewhere.
yeah, I agree, but it's not like, hopefully, if you have a partner who floats, that partner is just not out there floating willy-nilly, because 9 times out of 10 that's not the case. That's not the case in our relationship. Yes, I like to float. I like to do different things, but I've always been working.
You're right.
Okay. But
You're
I'm
right.
just saying,
Don't be getting all
he
funny
out here
style.
making it sound like I'm just floating, not doing nothing.
No, Lord, I didn't say that. See, I
Anyway.
did not say that.
Anyway, see,
keep
when
on.
you about to.
You want to squabble? We'll be squabbling up in here. You want to squabble?
You gonna touch all these
You gonna
walls?
touch all these walls up in here?
Like they about to say, "Oh, look, we about to see a fight on here." Anyway, y'all, that's what I'm trying to say is you have to allow your partner to grow. You have to allow your partner to make some changes. And because while you're a team, you're still individuals. You still need that room to grow. You still need that room to make those mistakes. And hopefully the mistakes aren't so bad that that does cause a serious problem in the relationship or your finances or whatever. But still, you have to allow your partner to grow. And back to what we were trying to say, how to approach the conversation, you have to choose a time when both of you are calm and undistracted. Be curious and not defensive. And, an example, instead of saying, why would you do this? Try saying, can you help me understand why this is important to you? Yes. It's in the delivery. And listen, use reflective listening. Repeat back what your partner says, so you know that you understood what they said, and they know that you've understood what they've said. So, anything you want to add to that?
No, you said that. You said all that.
You said I said that.
You said that.
I did that.
You said that. My hat straight.
Yeah, straight.
Am I gonna have to turn it again? We don't squabble.
We gonna be squabbling. Look, hey, look, we gonna have to. Whether they gonna say, I'm knocking down papers and stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, so and navigating the fear of change. He has a problem with change.
I don't have a problem with change.
What you have a problem with?
I have a problem with big ass change.
Change. We have not had a big ass change in the past. When did we move into this house?
97.
Okay. So we've been in this house how many years? That's math.
That's a long time.
A long time.
Yeah,
he hasn't had any change since we got married in 95. And so you see, and we are,
like I said,
that's
change is change. Then there's big ass change.
Anyway, y'all, you see, this is a little touchy thing, because I don't mind change. I don't mind change at all. But anyway, so why is change scary to you? Why is it scary? Why is big ass change scary to you?
Big ass change is scary because like I said, when you're in that comfort zone, and you got that comfort level, you make this big ass change, and all of a sudden you're like, I don't really feel it. I wasn't feeling this change. It ain't too cool.
But why do you always, that's the negative. Why would you think that that's going to be the negative?
Because to me, I like to plan for the negative. I like to be prepared. I like to be prepared.
You can't always be prepared.
Well, you can't just go into a situation thinking everything is going to be great and peachy keen and ain't nothing going to happen. You got to have some caution somewhere.
But again, you're going from one perspective all the way to the other.
No, but you got to have your backup plans together. That's the way I look at it.
Okay. So you have a backup plan, but you're assuming things are going to go wrong.
No, I'm not necessarily assuming it. It's called being cautious. But you got to look at it like that. You can't just jump into a situation and think it's going to be perfect. You have to jump into a situation, and you say, even when you take a brand new job, you be like, okay, I'm going to do this, but there's a possibility that I might not make the 6 months of the probation or whatever.
And
so now I got to start all over again. But that's what I'm saying. At least you prepare yourself.
You can't prepare yourself for everything.
You can try.
But you're assuming but you're assuming that the preparation wasn't done ahead of time. You're assuming that whatever the change is, that person didn't prepare or didn't accommodate for. It's not going to be perfect, so we have to make adjustments.
Yeah. But that's different than if you say you move to another city or something like that, or we'll say another country, you move to another country, but you haven't lived there for a long time. And then you get over there and then you realize, yeah, I don't think I really like it over here.
How do you live there for a long time until you live there for a long time?
But regardless, what I'm saying is if you go over there, then now all of a sudden you're like, yeah, we're going to have to move somewhere else or move back. So the best thing for us to do, like we were saying, is to go over there periodically, live for a little while, come back, see how it is. You live for a while, and then eventually decide, okay, yeah, this is cool. We'll make that big step and move the whole thing over.
Okay, but it's still the same. It's still the same no matter how you slice it. If you slice it in 6 months here, 6 months there, it's still a move. It's still, okay, I'm planning for this move. Yes, you can always come back. We had already talked about that. You can always do 8 months here, 8 months in Portugal, 4 months, and in California, whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm saying you're assuming that when we get out there, when I get out there, all of a sudden, oh, I don't like it, let's move back. No, because you won't. You have to give it some time. You have to give it time.
You do. I agree. You do have to give it some time, but that's what I said. That's why you take the chunks. And you take the time to do it. You don't just, not saying that this is what we're doing, but I'm saying for anybody, you don't just jump, into it, drop everything here and jump over there. And then
But sometimes, maybe not in this particular situation, sometimes that's the way things have to be done. Sometimes you can't just take it in chunks because you're afraid that, oh, I might not like it. And if I don't like it, then I've committed and I have to stay here. There's no reason you have to do anything.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Except
So
to
that,
breathe.
okay.
And eat.
Anyway, y'all. So you can see our dilemma.
Y'all see.
You see our dilemma. I'm the kind of person like, okay, let's just try it. You never know if you're going to fail until you try. He's afraid. I think you're afraid of failure.
I don't like failure.
Who likes failure?
I don't like failure.
Anybody like failure?
I don't like failure.
People out there going, I don't like failure. No, nobody likes failure, but you look at failure as a learning lesson. You don't look at it like, oh my gosh, I failed. Now it's the end of the world. I failed.
Look, when like I said, when we sat here and built up what we have already right now, we worked hard to build this up, and then we just drop all this to go jump over there. And that's why I said, all of a sudden, if the possibility, if it turned out and you was like, and we was like, yeah, it ain't cool. Now we got to come back and we got to try to start all this up again.
How would you start it all up again if you already have a house to move back to?
No, I ain't just talking about the house.
What?
I'm talking about all of this, my music stuff and my gigs and all of this stuff. That's on my part. But I mean, even you.
What?
I don't know, whatever you got, the other little things that you may have going on, that you have to come back and start all over again.
He always assumes the worst instead of looking at the positive, instead of looking at what the possibilities could be. You're focusing on the negative.
It's called being prepared.
No, it's called focusing on the negative.
No, it's called being prepared. You call it what you want. Potato.
How is that being prepared?
It's called getting your mind set that this could probably happen.
And it could possibly.
I'm gonna have this as my backup. If this happens, then I have to have this prepared for that to happen.
You wonder how we lasted this long. You know how we lasted this long? I sat here and was quiet for 30 plus years.
Girl, stop. Don't act like I ain't been like the one that you had your little other endeavors that you did. And I was like, okay, babe, I got you. I got your back. So look. Yeah, then you got quiet. Now look, crickets.
Yeah, but those endeavors didn't really put you to the test like this.
No. I mean, not like this. Not like this, but no, they kind of tested me a little bit.
Anyway, y'all. So let's see what else. Supporting each other through the process.
Oh, you gonna have a little stank look on your face now.
Stank look on my
stank
face.
look.
Be a sounding board. Let your partner share their ideas and concerns without interrupting or judging.
Mm-hmm. Am I interrupting? Am I judging right now?
You're being
Don't
judgy.
Don't
be judging me.
I hate that shit. I don't want to be judged. Then don't do shit to be judged on. Oh, don't get me started, huh? See?
Offer to help with practical steps, research opportunities, create budgets, or brainstorm together.
Mm-hmm.
And when you disagree, respect your partner's autonomy while sharing your concerns constructively.
Yes. Yes.
And then, of course, growing together through this change, you know. Now, facing these challenges together is going to be trying for us.
Yes,
it's gonna be trying. And celebrate your wins along the way. If we can get through this, we gonna party. Hey.
I mean, we didn't got through a lot of stuff.
We have.
We didn't got through 29 years of marriage and kids. You can't get no more goddamn trying than some goddamn kids. Yeah.
More Larry cheese, baby.
And the Lord blessed us and got our kids. They grown now. They out the house. They doing well. Thank you, Lord. They're doing good. But we did great with them.
Yes, we did.
So, yes, we've had some trying times already.
And change doesn't have to divide you. It's an opportunity to align your goals and grow together.
Yes.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. So.
Be interesting.
All right, y'all. So that's it for today. I think we've droned on long enough.
Now you want to cut it off? Now you want to cut it off? We've
been on long enough. So you guys, please remember to like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. And we will be back next week with another.
I know y'all gonna be wanting to hear part 2 to this. Part 3. All of the ongoing, how it's gonna go. We'll think about that. That might be some good
comedy.
That'd be good comedy, a good show, you know.
Anyway, y'all.
But I'll tell you one thing. She about to touch all these walls in this house once this camera go off. It's on. She's gonna squabble. We squabbling up in here.
All right, y'all. So yeah. Please
I don't know how helpful we were today.
We were very helpful.
Very helpful.
They got to see our dilemmas right now. That's still my baby. I love him.
Yeah,
you know.
I still love him.
We might be doing our podcast on separate continents.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Anyway,
you don't even know where you going.
I know where I'm going. Bye, y'all. Thank you. Bye.
Bye, you guys.